Okay, so today we're going to perform a direct smear. So we have our fecal sample here. You need a microscope slide and a cover slip and some saline. So we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to take our microscope slide and we're going to put a single drop of saline on it. We're then going to take a pretty small amount of fecal material and we're going to very lightly spread it across our slide here. Okay, and it should be light enough to where you can actually read something behind it. I'll show you what I mean here. Just a little too heavy here. Okay, so we have our smear. You want to make sure that you can read something, some kind of reading behind it. So I'll show you what I mean here. You want to make sure it's about that thin to where you can still read those letters back there. Okay, so now that we have our smear made, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a cover slip. We're going to very gently put it on top. We're just going to put it on top just like so. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to read it underneath the microscope. Okay, so the next step in our fecal direct smear is we're going to read our slide underneath the microscope. So we'll go ahead and we'll take our smear that we just made. We're going to go ahead and turn on the microscope. We're going to put it on the lowest setting, which is the 4. This is kind of the scanning lens. We're going to kind of start off and get our microscope in focus here. We'll take our glasses off. Okay. And when we look at a microscope, we want to start at the very top corner of it, and we're going to go in kind of a zigzag motion down the microscope slide. So kind of in a motion similar to like that, and you do that because you want to ensure that you cover the entire microscope slide, but you also want to not go over anything that you've already gone over. So we'll go ahead and kind of get started here. So first thing I'm going to do is kind of get up in our corner here, and I'm going to kind of focus and make sure everything is looking good before we move on. Okay. And I'm then going to move up to the 10 objective, and this is kind of where we're going to see the majority of our ova. So we're just going to kind of, you can move up to the 40 if you feel like you find something and you want to take a closer look, but the 10 objective seems to be a pretty good one to see things at. So we're going to go down just in a really straight line. We're then going to move over slightly, and then we're going to go back up the slide. Okay. And again, we're going to move over slightly, and then we're going to go back down the slide. And I see lots of this kind of fecal material, but so far I do not see any signs of any ova. Again, we're going to move over slightly, and then we're going to go back up this slide. We're just going to keep doing this until we scan the entire slide. Now you may run into things such as air bubbles that kind of appear like they might be ova, but you just have to be familiar with how those look and make sure that you don't mistake one of those ova. so once you're done with your reading, you always want to have somebody double check you. That can be a veterinarian, possibly another technician. And we're going to record our results. So the things I saw in here, I saw a lot of just like fecal debris. I saw some air bubbles, but I didn't actually see any signs of any ova. I will have somebody double check me though. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure we record it in our patient's chart. So if you were to see something such as like roundworm ova, you'd want to put it in kind of the notation of per high power field. So, you know, I saw 5 to 10 per high power field or something like that. So we can just write fecal direct smear. I'm going to say negative. And then, you know, beside it I can say no ova, parasite seen. Okay, once you record that in your patient's chart, you want to make sure that you return it to the original lowest power. You want to take your slide gently off. And then you kind of want to clean. So we use Kim wipes, gentle wipes that are meant to clean microscopes. And you want to use a little optical lens cleaner. And you just want to kind of clean up your little lenses here. Just going to do the entire thing. You just want to make sure your area is clean, and you want to discard your slide. And you just want to make sure that it's ready for the next person.